This is Plant-Based, an entirely fictional e-commerce website that sells plants and succulents directly to customers. Now imagine this website had a widget in the bottom corner of the screen, an AI-powered chatbot that could answer users' questions, recommend products, and make sure users have the best possible experience while browsing the storefront. Now that would be a huge win for the fictional folks at Plant-Based. What about if I told you we could build that chatbot today and in less than 10 minutes? What about if I told you we could do it entirely for free? Using the power of Botpress Studio, I'll walk you through how to build a fully functional customer support chatbot tailored specifically for your business. By the end of this video, we'll have your chatbot up on your website, talking to customers, answering questions, and creating obvious value for your business or whatever business you're supporting. We got some work to do, so let's dive in. All right, welcome back. This is the Botpress website, botpress.com, link in the description. And the first thing, of course, we're going to have to do is to log in. If you already have an existing account, please log in. But if you are new here, you will have to spin up a new account. Now, I do want to take a second to reiterate something I might have said before, but here at Botpress, we're incredibly proud to offer the entirely free to start, pay-as-you-go plan. Today, if you sign up, you'll be able to build your first bot, let alone get access to some free AI tokens, some LLM spend, which for the sake of this tutorial is more than enough to build your first bot, test it, get it up on your website, and have it start interacting with customers, again, entirely for free. To do this, all you have to do is sign up with your email address, and that's it. So just take a second and log in, and we'll see you on the other side. Now, this will bring you into your Workspace's dashboard. If you have created a new account, it will ask you for some questions to prompt you to set up your new account. Once you get through that, you'll end up in a place that looks like this. Now, mine is a bit different because I already have a bunch of bots on my account. Yours will be a bit more empty, but regardless, the first thing we're going to do is in the top right corner, hit the Create Bot button. Now, this asks us how do we want to build, and there's two offers right now on Botpress. There's the Botpress Studio and the Botpress Agent Development Kit, the ADK. Now, the ADK is fascinating. We have some great videos about that up on the channel, but it's a way to build bots entirely through code. Now, it's a really powerful system, but today we're keeping it much more simple, and we're using the Botpress Studio, which is the online web builder. So we're going to select the upper option, Botpress Studio. All right, next we're greeted with this prompt. Either we can do a guided setup or start from scratch. Now, the guided setup is fantastic. It will set you up really quickly with a functional bot. But for the sake of this tutorial, so you can learn a bit more about how Botpress works, we're going to just start from scratch. So we'll pick the second option. And that throws us into Botpress Studio. This is the workflow editor where you have your visual representation of the logic of your bot. And the short of the long is here in the Workflow Studio, you have these things called nodes, and this is an autonomous node. And then you have things called connections. And the idea is that we build these nodes and attach them with connections. And this builds, again, the logic of your bot. Now for this bot, which I want to reemphasize is still a very capable, very intelligent bot, we're going to keep it very simple and just use a single autonomous node. This node will have all our instructions and access to all the information, so our bot can converse with customers up on our website and be experts at product recommendation and answering commonly asked questions. Now, it's very simple in terms of how it's structured, but that does not mean it's not capable or very powerful. But we're not going to have to do much here. In fact, now that we're in the studio, there's just two steps we have to follow to set up our bot. Now, step one is to give our bot instructions. So this autonomous node, if we click on it, it will open up a bit more about the node in the right side in the inspector. So we can see a bunch of the attributes we can change for this node. But the only thing we have to really care about here is the instructions. So if we click on this, it opens up the new instruction manager. Now instructions are incredibly straightforward. All we have to do in this box is in plain natural language. So just like as if we were conversing to one another, nothing to do with code. We need to describe in this box to our bot what we expect our bot to do. That covers a couple different things. We wanted to talk about its roles and responsibilities. We want to talk about its tone and its language, how it should be talking to people. And then we also want to mention what it shouldn't do. So highlight certain things that it should not be responsible to answer. And then when it hits those use cases, what it should do instead. Again, it's just like if you're describing to the person sitting next to you, hey, this is your job. What are the roles and responsibilities of your job? And so we have to tell our bot here how it should be a customer support chatbot. Now, as a start, we're going to go ahead and delete all the default text in here. And we could just start typing in our instructions straight into this box. But there's a better way to do this. And we're going to jump over to, this is ChatGPT. It's an AI model, a large language model. For this step, you can use any large language model that you are comfortable with. But it's important to keep in mind, large language models themselves, like ChatGPT, are very good at creating instructions for other large language model projects. And that's because inherently ChatGPT, being a large language model, understands how large language models work. So all we're doing here is instead of writing up our own instructional prompt back in Botpress, we're just going to ask ChatGPT to formulate a good instructional prompt that we will copy paste back into our bot. I'm going to go ahead and type something in here, and then I'll fast forward and I'll explain what we've written. Again, what I've written here will be in the YouTube description, so you can copy it in, make some changes based off your use case, but let me write some prompts. All right, so this is the prompt I have written in, and it says, create an instructional prompt for a customer support chatbot. The customer support chatbot is supporting an e-commerce website called Plant-Based, which sells plants and succulents directly to consumers. Now, for your use case, of course, you might have to change these words for your company and what your company does. Now, your tone should be pleasant and helpful. Your goal is to answer customers' questions, recommend products, and escalate more difficult tasks to a human at Plant-Based. Your knowledge base contains all of the information available on the Plant-Based website, including its products, an FAQ section containing questions and answers regarding the most commonly asked questions, and a handful of blog entries on plant care. Now, notably, this word here, knowledge base, we're going to be coming back to that in a second, but the knowledge base of our bot is basically all of the information it has access to. Think of it like its brain or its library. We're going to be filling the knowledge base full of all the information our bot needs to know to understand all our products and our commonly asked questions. We need to highlight here that our knowledge base will be full of all of that important information. We go on to say, don't make up any information. If you're unsure whether you can answer a question, ask the user for clarifying information. If you cannot answer a question or the question falls outside of your intended goals, inform the user that they can reach out to a human at Plant-Based using the email contact@plantbased.com. Again, change this for your use case. But something like this is actually incredibly important. We're basically saying like, hey, if you're never 100% sure, or if you ask a question that is outside of your purview, you don't need to answer it. In fact, escalate it to a human. And that's really, really important. Our bot will be incredibly capable and incredibly smart. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of questions it won't be able to answer, and we don't want it to try to answer those tricky questions. We just want it to tell the customer it's talking to, hey, why don't you reach out and talk to a human who can help settle things out? Again, you don't need to answer all the questions. Our bot will be very capable in answering 90% of the questions you get on average on your website and help with product recommendation and stuff like that. But we want to be very clear. In the fail case, what are you meant to do? And you want to highlight that as clearly as possible. Now, our last line here says the instructions should be formatted in Markdown format. Now, Markdown is a way to format text, which things like large language models are very good at understanding. So we're going to specifically ask for that because it will make a prompt that our bot is easier to work with. And that's largely it. So we're just going to send this to ChatGPT and it'll create a prompt and we'll copy that prompt into our bot. Let's give it a second and see what ChatGPT can do for us. All right, it looks like we have some instructions here, plant-based customer support chatbot instructions, and it marks out the different sections. So the role, the tone, our goals, explaining what's in our knowledge base, accuracy rules, product recommendation, talks a bit about escalation, and it even gives some examples and some boundaries, which is quite nice. So all we have to do is we're just going to copy all of this text and we're going to go jump back to Botpress. And here in the instructions box, we just want to paste this in and we're done. That is step 1 of 2 of setting up our bot. It can't just be that simple. These instructions will make sure that we have a very powerful bot that knows what to do, what to answer, and what not to answer. Now, the second and last part here to set up our bot is, as we mentioned before, we need to fill its knowledge base. Its knowledge base, again, it's a library of information, all the sort of stuff our bot should be an expert on. So let's just close this out. And on the left side here, there's a section called Knowledge Bases. It has the icon of an open book. And if we just click on that, it'll open up the Knowledge Bases section. Now here we can add knowledge sources to our knowledge base, and there's a lot of different ways you can upload information. One of the simplest and most powerful ways is using a website. So what we can do here is we can just paste in the URL of our website, and our bot will scrape the entirety of our website, and all of that information will be synthesized and add to our knowledge base. So I'm going to paste the URL of the plant-based website. Mind you, it's a bit of a strange URL because this is hosted up on GitHub Pages. And we're just going to hit Discover Pages, and it will look through our website and figure out how many pages there are. And then we can select which ones we wanted to learn from. So there are 9 pages on our website. There are a couple care guides, our shop, our new arrivals. I'm just going to leave these all checked. In theory, if there's certain pages on your website, if your website has a lot more pages, I would recommend unhighlighting or deselecting all the pages that are not relevant for your bot to know. So you want to keep things as concise as possible for both accuracy and speed of looking up answers. For our use case, 9 pages is totally fine. So we're going to go ahead and add 9 pages. Now you see here, it's going to be indexing through those pages. So currently our bot is reading through them and understanding the information. So this will just take a couple seconds. And as you can see, in a couple seconds, our pages have been indexed and we're in a really good spot. I do want to highlight just quickly here that there are other ways you can upload information to your knowledge base. So this button, for instance, uploads a document. So if you have a PDF somewhere or a text document that has your commonly asked questions that you want your bot to be an expert on, you can just upload them here. For our use case, all that information was already up on the website. But again, you can upload documents, tables. It's very, very powerful. Just get that information in your knowledge base and your bot will be an expert on that information. And with that, that is step 2 of 2. Our bot is entirely done. It's surprising how effortless this can be. And just to show you, here on the right side, next to our inspector, we can open up the emulator. And the emulator just creates this chat box where we can test out our chatbot and start talking to it and see what it can do. So let's have a conversation. Let's just say hi. So it responds, hey, welcome to plant-based customer support. How can I help you with your plant or succulent needs today? So let's ask for some product recommendations. Say, I'm looking to pick up a plant. What would you recommend? And let's see if our bot can give us some recommendations based off all the information and knows up on the website. And it says, could you share a little more about what you're looking for? And it asks some of these leading questions to help it be able to give a good recommendation. Again, it understands all our products and the different kind of traits of all the products. So let's talk a bit about our situation here. So my place gets bright light in the morning. It's not super big. I also have a cat. It's important to understand a lot of plants are not pet safe. So let's see what our bot can do with this description. Perfect. And with that, our bot is actually recommending a couple different products. Based on our bright morning light, limited space, and having a cat, here are some great pet-safe plant options from Plant-Based, and it recommends a couple options from our catalog. If you'd like any more detail, let's say, can you tell me more about the lithops? This should give us a bit more information and even a link directly to the page where we can purchase the lithops, which is absolutely perfect. You can purchase the lithops directly from the shop here, and this is a link to the page, which is exactly what we want. This is incredibly powerful. And again, this is not just product recommendation. So if we go back and say we're going to ask a commonly asked question. So when the plants ship, do they come with a pot? Now, this is a question that our bot should not struggle to answer because the question and the answer is up on our commonly asked question page. When your plant ships from plant-based, it comes in a plain nursery grow pot. Decorated pots are sold separately. That's totally accurate. And our bot is confident about that because I found that question up on our commonly asked questions. Now, finally, to show off our bot has limitations, let's ask something that it should not answer. Let's ask something entirely inappropriate. All right, I have a rash on my back. It hasn't gone away in a week. Can you help me? Now, our bot should not be giving medical advice. And as you see here, I'm sorry, I'm not able to help with medical concerns. You should reach out to a healthcare professional. That's exactly what we wanted to be answering. Of course, we should not be talking about our customers' rashes, but just to show off really quickly that our bot understands limitations and will either not answer, or specifically also if you ask too difficult a question, it will say like, please contact a human at Plant-Based. This is perfect. Again, this functionality is incredibly valuable. These are exactly the sort of questions our customers will have on our website, and having a bot be able to quickly and accurately answer them is fantastic. Now, of course, we need to get this up on our website, and that is just a very simple process. Firstly, in the top right corner here, we have the publish button. If you click on that, we just want to hit publish changes. And what this does is basically says we're cool with our bot right now. It'll publish it so that we can post the thing publicly. Important to understand that at any point in time, if you jump back into the studio to make some changes, so you update your knowledge base or update your instructional prompt, any changes, if you want those to be seen publicly, you will have to go back to this button and hit republish changes. And that will just update your bot to whatever you have created in the studio. Looks like our bot has published successfully. That just takes a couple seconds. So all we want to now do is get our bot up on our website. And to do that, if we just follow this embed link, this will throw us back to the dashboard. And before we actually go to this deploy settings page and we interact with the link that we need to copy in, I'm just going to point you to the bot identity section underneath the web chat. Here you can change some basic things about the identity of your bot. So for instance, the display name. So instead of being called my bot or my bot agent, we can call this the plant-based bot. There's a bunch of other things you can do here to customize. And again, anytime you make changes, make sure to publish them, but you can change how your bot looks. If you go down here to bot appearance, you can change some visual stuff. So for instance, instead of having a blue bot here, let's change the color. I'm not sure the exact branding color of Plant-Based, but let's just set it to a green right now and hit publish changes. Now, of course, our bot will show up green, which is better for our Plant-Based theme. Now we'll return. If we go back to the deploy settings, this line here, this is the embed code, these two lines. And this is the code that you need to copy and paste into the code of your website to be able to have your bot show up on your website. Now, finding the HTML code of your website will depend based on how you set your website up. Whether it's a Wix website or a GoDaddy website, these are all a bit different. I would just recommend taking a second to search how to find the HTML code of my Wix website, and you'll find a lot of answers online that'll push you in the right direction. But once you know where to go, all you need to do is copy these two lines here and paste them into your HTML code. Now, for our use case, again, this is up on GitHub. This is the code of my website. All we're going to have to do here is just add these lines under the header section here. So I'm just going to paste them in. And that's it. We'll just save changes. And in a couple seconds, our chatbot will be up on our website. And now back here at Plant-Based in the bottom right corner, we have our chatbot, the Plant-Based bot, and we can talk to it. And this is exactly how it worked in the emulator. We'll get our product recommendations, answer commonly asked questions. It does exactly what we expect. And just like that, in less than 10 minutes with only 2 steps, we have a fully functional customer support chatbot up on our website. Of course, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to hit me up in the comments. And if you enjoy video tutorials like this, we always have stuff coming up on the channel. If you want to subscribe to the Botpress YouTube channel, you'll be notified as soon as we have something new. We also have a Botpress Discord community. It's a fantastic place to learn skills, to ask questions, meet like-minded people. Link to that Discord community is in the description. And finally, happy bot building.